It's the White Hope Jr. with Dan Chef Pound Talk, and you're watching the Michael Finkley Show on RokuTV and YouTube, baby.
I will make it.
If I can make it through the night, just to see a brighter side, 'cause I've been working all my life just to make it. If I can make it through the night.
Hello everybody, welcome to the Michael Finkley Show. Thanks for joining us today. Now, I know I've disclosed this information to you all, but I've always had an issue with my weight since I was 11, 12 years old. Always had a problem. I was always the bigger one, right? I was always the darker one, but that's another story. But I love the skin I'm in. I love it. But I was always the bigger one, right? On the playground, in high school, in college, as an adult. But things changed when I moved to New Hampshire and I began to take better care of myself. But when I came back home, the weight piled back on. And it's been a struggle, getting that weight off. So going up and down on the scale. Have you felt this way? Have you had problems with your weight before? But when it comes to the ministry of fitness, sometimes fitness can save your life, as many persons have realized that over their time frame. Our guests today are no different. We have Chris, Waddy, and also Dale Robinson telling their tales of how fitness saved their lives. So don't you go away. Back in a moment. Coming up, we have Chris Waddy. Back in a moment. On the next Michael Finkley. Music is his life and it shows through his work. Josh Waters is with us to discuss his experience in the music industry, new music, and so much more. Next Finkley.
She is flexible and she is a multitasker. She is a wife, a mom. She is city councilwoman.
When I was growing up, Mom worked outside the house, and so my dad was an entrepreneur. I saw him leaving early in the morning or late at nights to go meet with clients, and he was always one who told me, if you show up on time, you're late.
I just admire how she's able to not only juggle the demands of her jobs, but keep her family really first.
The outstanding thing about the Isaac family is their noble contributions to improving the quality of life for our Colombians and people all over this state.
I, Tamika Isaac, do solemnly swear.
Discharge the duties thereof, so help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations and best wishes.
I first ran because I saw a need. I saw a void that needed to be filled, a voice that wasn't there. And over the last several years, I feel like I've been able to be that voice.
So often as women in whatever spaces that we're in, we're often discounted because we're a mom or we're a wife or we have this career, and she's an everyday woman who shows women what excellence looks like.
She has walked the walk of being a small business person, of being a parent, of sending her kids to school.
Columbia is a great place, and we have done a lot in the last few years as far as law enforcement. But law enforcement can't do everything, nor should it do everything. We have to really expand upon the tools, technology, and community policing, investing in our communities so that law enforcement is a partner with our communities. Being a Columbia native, I've seen the way this city has grown. It's grown to the point that sometimes not everybody's been a part of that growth. I want to make sure that communities, specifically communities of color, make sure that they are part of Columbia's present and its future. I want to have a climate plan for this city that not only helps us be sustainable, but also helps provide opportunities for folks in the workforce. There are so many opportunities to take advantage of technology, green energy. I want to be the advocate for growing our city and being on the forefront, not just looking at what other cities are doing and following them, but being the leader.
If you don't have the right leadership, you're going to miss a lot of opportunities.
I think having a woman as mayor of the city of Columbia is long overdue.
I'm Tamika Isaac Devine, and I'm running for mayor of the city of Columbia.
Everybody, welcome back to the Michael Finkley Show. Now, my next guest, he is the fitness guru himself. Y'all, introducing Chris Waddy. Chris, thank you for being with us today.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me, Michael. It's been such a privilege just to be here.
Thank you. You're very welcome. And let's just get down to it. So when I first saw you on social media, you know, you had a light. You had a light that I saw within. And I've been following your fitness journey. You have been on this fitness journey present day for the past 204 days, starting April 7th of 2020.
Yeah.
What is going on and why? Why this journey?
Yeah, absolutely. Really in 2019 is really when this journey kind of started for me. In the fall of 2019, I was playing semi-professional football. I was like playing at a really high level. I was really happy. I was really fit. And I was like really, really looking for the next step in my life. And then tragedy hit. I was in a car collision and I got T-boned. And it was the car collision that caused injuries in my neck. And my C5 and C8 in my neck were squeezed, which caused some paralysis and loss of feeling on the left side of my body. Yeah. And as a result, my left arm and my left leg kind of atrophied down to nothing. And so when I went to the doctor, he told me that if I didn't do anything to get this arm back up to size to meet the other size of the other arm, he was going to have to amputate. And so I knew right then that I had to make a change. Yeah. And it was tough for me. You know, at the end of 2019, I was like really excited. Excuse me. At the end of 2019, I was really excited for what football was going to bring. And after that car accident, it like kind of sunk me into a depression. And when I went into a depression, I gained a lot of weight. I just kept eating everything. I like didn't like myself. I didn't like people around me. And I started to balloon and it was getting out of control. So I really needed to take control of my life and my health. And that's when I decided to make a change. And just when I decided to make a change, 2020 and the pandemic hit. So all the gyms were closed. So I have a doctor telling me I need to go to the gym to try to regrow the left side of my body to match the right side of my body. And then all the gyms are closed and we can't do anything in the gym. So I had to make a decision. Did I want to give up? Did I want to let tragedy just strike my life and take it over? And that would be the end of my story. Or could I turn this tragedy into triumph? How could I make this weakness a strength? So I said, all I have right now, I have a couple bands, I have some weights in my apartment. And so I worked out every single day in my apartment. And that's all. And that's how the journey started. And in the process of starting to lose a little bit of weight, I actually lost a little bit of weight. I started my weight loss journey. I started at 345 pounds. I was 345 pounds at my heaviest in 2019. And I started losing some weight in 2020, in early 2020. And then I was just scrolling through Instagram, and I saw First Form, that's the company that I work with now. This First Form had a contest for people that needed to jumpstart some health and fitness in their life, and you could document your transformation, and they would block it into an 8-week transformation to see how good you could do in those 8 weeks. I was already losing a little bit of weight, so I decided, why not? I'll try it myself. And that's what you saw. The journey really started in April. That's when that first picture I took was right then, because that's when the shift in my mind had started. And that's when I was like, I'm going to do this full go. And then here we are almost 2 years later, and I feel like a completely different person, but it's the same goofy old Chris inside. And I just want to I really wanted to take my journey and let it be a light for other people. I lost 120 pounds in 2020. In less than 12 months, I lost 120 pounds total, still losing, going up and down now. But at the same time, my wife jumped on board. You know, I helped my wife lose 50 pounds last year, and she's not an athlete. She doesn't play sports or anything like that. So it was really cool to see that this health and fitness and taking care of my body was spilling over into other aspects and other people around me as well.
Definitely. And you mentioned too, what an awesome story, very inspirational.
Thank you.
You mentioned too as well about the mental aspect. What about the mental aspect that kind of got you into gear and saying, I need to change my life?
Yeah. So in 2020, we all know, like, when the pandemic hit, we were all kind of stuck at home. And so we needed somewhere to go mentally. And so I decided that if I'm going to work on my body and I'm going to work on my body and try to get back healthy physically, that I also needed to fix my mind as well. Because in 2020, I was in a bad space. I had just had the rug was swept from under me. I felt like I didn't have any options. And so mentally, I felt like I had lost who I was too. So I really need to work on myself mentally as well as physically. So I didn't just let it stop at just lifting weights and eating right. I actually had to pour back into myself and go back to learning again. So I decided to pick up some extra learning and get certified as a personal trainer because I have a coaching background with basketball and football. So it's kind of related. And I got the certified personal trainer and I fell in love with the learning process. And like feeding my brain was also feeding my spirit. So as I continued to learn, I just kept getting more certifications. Then I got strength and conditioning certification. Then I got a sports nutrition certification. Then I got an online training certification. So I just kept building and building up. And I'm proud to say right now that I'm certified elite trainer in this country. And certified elite is the second highest level of trainer in the country, just short of master trainer. I have a couple more certifications. I've made it my pact that I'm going to finish those certifications this year. And by the end of this calendar year, I'm going to be a master trainer, which is the highest level of trainer in the country.
Amazing accomplishments. And it's amazing what we can do if we just change our thinking, our mind setting to get to that next level in life. So please tell me, how did fitness change your life?
Yeah, so it gave me my life back. I have to tell you, like 6 months after I saw the initial doctor that told me he was going to have to amputate my arm, when I went back in to see him, he didn't recognize me. Because I had done so much work to bring that level back up to the other side. He literally said that I've never seen someone so determined to work on themselves. And he said, good job, because most people would just give up and then just have to lose a limb and then, live the life how they lived it. But for me, working out every day, it gave me something to focus on. And I actually remember quite vividly in 2020, like every time I turned on the TV, it was like negative and fear. Every time I was like looking on social media, everyone was like afraid and everyone was like fearful and people were speaking out of fear and there was like so much negativity. And so again, I was like, what can I do personally to like bring myself out of that? And watching those progress pictures, I got to tell you, like watching those progress pictures change every week from week to week to week to week. It gave me like that accreditation in myself that I was doing something right. And in a time when it seemed like everything was going wrong, at least this part of my life was going right. And if that was the one thing that I could look at as a light in my life and hold on to, how could I take that little bit of light and then spread it and shine it into other aspects of my life? And that's what I did. I just took small victories. And then I just, I really perseverated on each small victory and let it spill over in every aspect of my life and other people in my life as well. And then I turn around and look and I see like now it's like all positive. It's all positive. Oh, it's turning tragedy into triumph. That's my story.
That is it. And within that stage and within your journey thus far, the company you're working with now, First Form, has played a part in that as well. Please tell us about this company.
Yeah, so like First Form, a lot of people ask me about First Form. They're like, is that just like a supplement company? And I tell them all the time, it's not just a supplement company. First Form is a community. So you can buy First Form supplements. You can go online and buy First Form supplements like you can any other supplement company. But how many supplement companies are actually going to friend you on social media, talk with you, give you encouragement, and give you actual learning? So like there's even education that goes on with First Form to help you understand like what you're taking and why you're taking it and what makes it beneficial. And I have to tell you, like, first and foremost, like as a person who's played sports their whole lives, I've tried a lot of different supplements. So the first thing that I really had to like really make sure was that, is it beneficial for me? Is it really going to work for me? You know what I mean? And I know I'm pretty picky when it comes to these things. And I have to tell you, because of the process and because of the education behind First Form, I can tell you it's the highest quality ingredients. The way they process their powders and the way they process their supplements are so that they preserve so much so that it's bioavailable, so that you actually get what the label is saying that you're going to get. The flavors are the best tasting flavors I've ever had, but it's so much more than just what their supplements do for you. I can go online and I can chat with a dietitian and say, you know what, I'm having some hard times right now. I don't know what's going on. They'll say, let me take a look at what it looks like in your meal plan. They'll take a look, see it. Oh, okay, let's tweak a little bit here. Or let's say like, I'm having like a down day. I don't feel like going to the gym. I can hop on Facebook and see other people are like, come on, Chris, you can push through. You can do a workout today. Boom, you can go on, you can work out. The community of people who all share one common goal is that each person who is like in First Form just wants everyone that they know to live a healthy and happy life. And that's really all it comes down to. When you're happy and you're healthy, you can live a life that is full of happiness and with all of your friends and your family. How important is it to like spend time with your family for a long time?
Exactly.
Right. I was speaking to my mom just a couple of days ago, and I was like, Mom, it's because I love you that I want you here longer. Right. Like I want to spend more time with you. And the longer that you're here, that means you have to live a healthy life. So like if you're putting the right foods in your body, if you're moving just a little bit, if you're drinking enough water, if you're getting rest, if you're keeping your stress levels down, that's actually going to help your interpersonal relationships and your day-to-day going about.
It affects it all.
It does. It is a whole thing. Yes.
Yeah, definitely. And so Chris, please,
yeah,
in your next biggest dream, we have talked about you being the fitness guru that you are. You are a teacher. You've been in the music industry, all these different types of, you're an athlete. What is Chris's next biggest dream?
Man, it's so funny you say that. And you put me on the spot, which is really cool, actually. This is actually really cool. You know, for the longest time, I would be so embarrassed to talk about like my next big dream. And it was like a source of insecurity for me. I know since like a little kid, I've always wanted to be a competitive bodybuilder. It's just something that I've always wanted to do. But I've always been like a bigger kid. And so when I would talk about those kind of dreams when I was younger, people would just laugh at me and they just say, you're too fat. Oh, you're too fat. You're too fat. And so I never would like entertain it. And it became like a source of like insecurity for me. But after a car accident and then having to like spend every day on my body, I've come to realize that bodybuilding is not a dream. It's a goal. And it's a goal that is something that I'm just meant to do. It's meant for me. And it's something that was put on my heart as a child on purpose, because it is my purpose. Like displaying my body as a work of art is amazing to me. And the art of transformation is bodybuilding. I had learned that. I thought bodybuilding was a bunch of guys just getting on stage, flexing, saying, look at me, look how good I look. And it's not. The true art of bodybuilding is the expression of oneself. And that's all it is. How can you take what you were before, transform it into something different? I just did that in 2 years. So now I'm going to continue to do that in a different way and try to do it on a larger scale on the biggest stage of them all. So my next big thing is I'm going to be a competitive bodybuilder. I want to go pro and I want to be a world champion. I believe in that. I have a whole team of people behind me now that believe in that as well.
A songwriter, Paul Brennan, once said in his song, he said, don't you dare tell me the sky's the limit when there are footprints on the moon.
That's right.
So, Chris,
that's right.
So I'm waiting to see you on stage. I'm
waiting
to see you on stage. how can they find you on social media?
Yeah, so if you want to look on Instagram, you can find me at C Thunder 555. That was C as in cat, Thunder 555. If you want to find me on Facebook, you just look at my name. It'll be Chris, Chris, last name Waddy, Waddy.
All right, you heard it here. Y'all, it's Chris Waddy. Thank you for being with us, Chris.
Yeah, and I just wanted to say for anyone that's watching this show, because people watch this show to be inspired and they look for motivation, and you do such a great job for that, and you reach out and you're so real. And that's the thing that attracted me to the show the most, is that you're real and you interview real people. And so I know that because you interview real people and you're a real person, that you have real people that listen in on the video and watch and watch. So anybody that's at home right now that's watching or listening, I'm telling you right now, if you feel like you are down and out, if you feel like you need to jumpstart your life back up, you can contact me on social media. You can get a hold of me. I do lifestyle coaching. I do fitness. I do health and fitness. But not just that, I can do nutrition plans. Anything in your life that needs some positivity, some encouragement, some motivation. Even if you just need a helpful hand of someone just to look out for you, please reach out. Please reach out to me, because I was there 2 years ago. I was there. And my purpose is to help as many people as possible.
As many people. Well said, my friend.
Thank you.
Well said. Back in a moment, y'all. Next, Dale Robinson is with us and tells us how fitness saved his life. Back in a moment.
Protector and provider, super.
Hey, what's up? It's Presley Tennant from The Voice, and you're watching The Michael Finkley Show on Roku and YouTube.
Dark and made it brighter. Wish it could be half that strong.
Hey, everybody. My name is Arthur Vernon R. Matthews Jr. I just wrote a new book called Family Ties, and I also want to say a special shout out to one of the kids that I mentored and has got his own TV show on Roku, Michael Finkley, and this is 100th episode. So if you guys want to really hear about this book and see what's going on, check out Mike Finkley on The Finkley Show.
Calling all Trio, Gear Up, JAG, and other college readiness organizations. Hello everybody, it's Finkley with the Finkley Experience. I am here to offer you information about our College Readiness Cohort Series. This College Readiness Series includes college applications, SAT, ACT prep, scholarships, financial aid, the mental mind state, HBCU versus PWI versus technical colleges, and so much more.
You know, this is helpful because it's actually like making me change my college plan.
Really? If interested, visit our website, thefinkleyexperience.com, or just email us at michael@thefinkleyexperience.com. We're looking forward to working with you. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Michael Finkley Show. Y'all, I have the fitness guru himself beside me, and he reminds us every day that you got this. It is Dale Robinson. Dale, thank you for being with us today.
Hey, man, thank you for having me. I'm truly blessed.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Oh, my gosh. I'm excited about this conversation. So let's go all the way back to Western Kentucky University. Right, you were playing football. You know, you're living your best life.
You did some
right?
homework. Yes, I played football for Western Kentucky and back in 1995 through 97. Mm-hmm. And I played. I'm not sure if everybody knows who Willie Taggart is. Willie Taggart was the coach for Florida State for a while. I played backup quarterback to him. You know, I went there for a while. You know, I was into smoking marijuana and stuff like that. I actually left the team. I actually didn't get kicked off. I actually just left because he was like, you know, we're going to test you every week. And I'm like, you're not going to test me every week. So I ended up leaving. And I left. And it was probably one of the worst decisions I ever made in my life. Mm-hmm. Right? Because there was so many people that actually helped me get to that spot, and I actually let them down. you know. I let them down tremendously. Like I had people that was willing to they was picking me up, taking me to make sure I got the right ACT scores. They was paying for the specialists, you know, and back then, you know, it was a little bit high money. So I let those people down. I ended up leaving. I ended up coming back home to, you know, my homeboys that I was in the streets with, you know, but I didn't really, they were selling drugs. I never sold drugs then. But then I came back, you know, eventually, if you're around people long enough, you actually become one of them.
You sure
and I
will.
actually became one of
Yes,
them, you know, and 97, I started dabbling drugs. And it took me about 3-4 years. I got locked up in 2001. You know, I got locked up for 1.5. I was charged conspiracy to 2 or less or more kilos, right? I get 5 years. I get out in 2005. Didn't learn my lesson. I knew it all. You know, I got to figure it out now. I know how to do it, how to move. I know how they work. So I get out. My youngest son's 4. My oldest son is 9 at this time. My oldest son is 9. My youngest son is 4. So I end up, I'm married. I'm married to my youngest son's mom. I get out, you know, he wants to play football. So we started playing football. I was his first coach. Now my oldest son is behind, but is from another, like my high school sweetheart. And then my youngest son is from another relationship, the woman that I actually married at the time. And, you know, I actually started getting him playing in football. I used to travel back and forth all the way to Louisville. It's probably like an hour drive just because they didn't have football here where I'm at the time for kids that age. And I didn't want him to play tackle football. So I made the commitment to drive him to Louisville every day just so he could play tackle football and learn the proper way to play football. You know, and I ended up getting back into the drug game. Before I even got out of the halfway house, I had people selling drugs for me all over again. You know, and I mean, it was no less than 6 weeks I was in the halfway house. People was already running drugs for me. So, make a long story short, I ended up getting back locked up in 2007. And then last 19 months on the street. So I ran right back into the statistics. Recidivism, you know what I'm saying? So I was like, I ran right back into the statistics. I got locked up and I had to tell my youngest son, which is what I was telling you before we came on, that, you know, we was like Batman and Robin. Like we was together every day. Like if we wasn't doing some football, we was going to Chuck E. Cheese, we was shopping, we was doing something, and we was always together. Like if you see me, you seen him. And I ended up actually had to tell him that I was going to be gone for 10 years. You know, I didn't want his mom to tell him. I wanted to be, you know, listen, it's my duty. I did it, you know, and it's my job to tell him. So I had to tell him. She brought him up, I had to tell him, and it was through a glass. You know, I had to tell him through a glass, and then just the tears of that welled up in his eyes. And for me telling him, like, you know, your dad not gonna be able to take you to Chuck E. Cheese no more. Your dad's not gonna be able to take you to football practice no more. He's not gonna be able to see you play for 10 years. And he just breaking down right there, like it like crushed me. You know, and I when I walked away from that glass, I was like, you gotta come back better, Dale. Like you just crushed your kid. You know, you gotta come back a better man. And at the time, I didn't even have all this hair. I was a straight bald. You know, I was low cut. And I was like, when I come back, I'm gonna be a better man. From that day forward, I walked from that glass, I started thinking about how I'm gonna change my life, you know, what I'm gonna do, how I'm gonna do it. And for those 10 years that I was in prison, I don't even think I really watched TV too much. I was always just studying. I turned my prison cell into a classroom. I read books. I studied my craft, which is personal training, you know, and I started training people in prison. You know, I started running boot camps in prison for 50 men, you know. Then on holidays, the same thing that I do now. I have holiday workouts. I have holidays, we have 100 people outside working out just from one holiday workout.
Wow.
You know, so I just translated everything that I did from in prison to here, you know, out to the world. And I was in Manchester. I was in Manchester, Kentucky, which is probably like maybe 2-3 hours from where I'm from, right? So I actually stayed out of trouble. You know, you get good points and they drop your points, so you get to transfer, you know, and they ask you where you want to go. So I was like, okay, I want to go to Lexington, Kentucky, which is 20 minutes from my house. And, you know, and they put it in and it came back and it said Fort Dix, New Jersey. I said, what? They was like, you're getting shipped to Fort Dix, New Jersey. I had to tell my wife at the time. She cried, she crushed it. You know, I'm like, damn, I'm going to get to see my son every week. No, God had a better plan. God had a better plan.
So how did fitness save your life?
Fitness taught me a whole lot about like discipline and being dedicated and being consistent. Like I trained this one person, these two young boys, they was from Philly, and they asked me every single day to train them. I'm like, listen, I don't train people. And this is before I even became a trainer. I just worked out. And they was like, man, when you train, they used to call me Black. They used to like, man, Black, can you train me? I'm like, listen, I don't train people. I just want to work out. And they bugged me every single day for a whole week. And then I gave in. And I ended up training them. And I fell in love with it. And I'm like, this is what I'm supposed to be doing. So it stemmed from just them two to me having like every hour on the hour that we was free out, be able to walk around, that I was training people. So I was already training people like I'm training people now here in prison. So, and kind of how I made a living in prison.
Wow. Wow.
So, you know, they would give me money, they would send me money, but like I would take some of my money and send it home to my son. Mm-hmm. So, you know, but then like, that's how I end up getting into fitness. And I figure out like the connection of like, just being able to help somebody and be able to see them succeed at something they thought they couldn't do is the best feeling I ever get.
That's amazing.
Because like I learned like your gift is you serve people. Like I love to serve. I love to help people and teach people certain things. And I know that like my gift is to lead, teach, and serve. And that's what I was doing. Even in the midst of darkness, I was still that light.
Right. Right.
You know.
Right. You mentioned your gift. This is your gift.
Yes.
And you're sharing it with the world. So is Guru Fitness more than just a gym or a fitness program?
It's nothing like it. Listen, Guru Fitness is not even a gym. We don't even call it a gym. It's a community. It's a networking pool. It's people that love each other, that never see each other walk a day of their life. Like I have 4 girls, never met each other a day in their life, are best friends to this day. Mm-hmm. One of the girls is one of the kids' godmother. So like for Guru Fitness, this is what happens. Somebody might lose their job. Mm-hmm. They can post in our private Facebook group and say, you know, does somebody have a job application or somebody can know somebody that's hiring? They'd be like, listen, just come to down here and sign up this application and we'll get you a job. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. One woman actually ended up having like a mini stroke, or she had blood clots and ended up having a stroke. Our whole community fed her family, picked her kids up the whole time while she was in recovery. Like this is not
true community.
This is a community, like, and the funny part is it's all walks of life. Mm-hmm. I mean, my gym is 90% Caucasian. Wow. And and this is a good ex-felon leading the charge. Mm-hmm. But they don't care because I'm raw and I'm real and I'm relatable. Yeah. You know, and I'm gonna tell you how it is. I'm not gonna sugarcoat nothing for you. Right. I'm gonna be who I am. Like I'm not gonna be somebody that you want me to be. Like I'm gonna be me, and that's what I want you to be. So if I could be me, I'm gonna teach you how to be me.
Right. Right.
You know?
I love the word community, Dale.
Yes.
I love the word community. And not only do you give back by way of your awesome endeavor ministry, as we're going to call it, through Fitness Guru, but you also do it through your foundation. Can you talk about that for us?
Yes, the Wanda George Robinson Foundation. That is my late mother, right? And the school, and the reason why we named it after my mom is because my mom used to work at Kentucky State University. way back in the day, and like kids that would come to school and didn't have money for food. They might have money for board and books, and they didn't have money for food or whatever. She would make sure they got fed.
Right.
It probably put her job on the line, but she's not gonna let no kid go unfed.
I love it.
So I'm like, why not name it after my mother? You know, one of George Robinson Foundation. My kids' names are so close to my mom's names and stuff like that. So what we do is we serve the youth that's been impacted by incarceration, because I left 2 boys out here to fend for themselves when I went away. And without the right community and the right support system, then there's no telling where they would end up at. Mm-hmm. By the grace of God, one has graduated from college with a criminal justice degree, and one he was actually Mr. Football in Kentucky, and he has his sign. When you come into Kentucky, you can see his name on the sign, his home of Wandale Robinson. You know, and that was my thing. Okay, if we can create this big community of people that can help these kids, then we can change the trajectory of their path, just like someone did in my family. So that was my duty, is to give back. Yeah. You know, and we have a board of 26 members, but we have police officers, we have firemen, we have lawyers, we have doctors, school, we have a lot of teachers, you know, we have all walks of life on our board, you know, and just so we can always, and we even have a parent that was actually incarcerated on our board, and we have a kid that has a parent incarcerated on our board. Right. So we always get the different perspective versus just because the people that we do have, sometimes they don't have that same perspective as a kid that's going through it, and as a parent that has went through it, that, you know, hey, I can't see my kid, because now we have a way to where we send kids. If a parent is so far away, we actually make sure that they get to go see their kids, because I know what it feels like not to see your kid, you know, and I know what it's like for a kid not to be able to see his dad or his mom. So we provide them with their service. We even get them gas, or we get a volunteer or someone to drive them there, or we get a bus, or we make sure that they get to see their parents. And here, just for my connection, we are allowed to go into the county jails and host like a family day with the inmates, with their kids, you know, and the kids and the inmates also get to read a book, and they record it and they give it to the kids and stuff like that. So they can, when they get home, they can listen to their dad or their mom reading them a book. You know, that's just some of the things that we actually do, you know, and, you know, we had a gala, we had our first gala 2019. When we just got started in 2018, we raised over like $180,000 from our first gala that we had.
Wow, sir.
You know,
oh my gosh. Wow. Sir, you wear a lot of hats. You wear a lot of hats, and you've been busy since you have been back with us since June 15th of 2015.
Yes.
Your business, foundation. Sir, you have an app, you have a book. Is
yes,
there
I have
a podcast coming up?
Huh?
Is there a podcast happening too soon? That's what the streets are telling me.
Yeah, I'm thinking about it. Like, I have all this, I have all the equipment sitting in my daughter's room. Like, I'm talking about all the mics, I got a camera, I got the board, everything. It's just finding that time, because like I'm always doing something. But the reason why I'm always doing something, I mean, I love the work, but I also do stuff so these kids can see that, like, I'm not a rapper, I'm not an athlete, I'm an entrepreneur. I do a lot of things. You can do the same thing. You don't have to be a rapper. You don't have to be an entrepreneur to do certain things, you know? And you don't have to, and I'm not a college graduate. I'm a dropout. But it's about finding your gift and living in it and thriving in your gift. Because some people's gift is not meant for them to go to college. If you're a doctor, you know, a lawyer or something like that, yeah, you got to go to school. But to change and to live in your gift, you don't got to go to school. You just got to be willing to walk in it. That's it. And walk in it with faith every single day. You know, and once you have faith in your ability and you remain a student and you take that first step, because the most important thing is taking that first step and you continue to be a student. Always learn from other people. You know, you take other people's experience and you learn it. But you can have your own experience, but you also can learn from other people's experience too.
I love it. Living in your gift. Live in your gift. If that was in the dictionary, you would be right beside it with awesome pictures. You would be. So what's next for you?
What's next? Well, I'm looking to I'm franchising Guru Fitness.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I want to open up other gyms. I want to help other people open up other gyms because I know I'm not gonna be able to do it for the rest of my life. You know, I'm getting a little bit older, but like I can give you my knowledge. I can give you, you know, help you move forward. And you know, I got a daughter that's 1, so you know, I gotta maybe slow down a little bit. Probably not though. She just tags along. She's with me everywhere I go to. I'm at the gym, she's at the gym.
Yeah.
So you know, that's my big goal. The next 5 years is have 20 Guru Fitnesses. But that's the 5 years is like the timeline. I want to do it shorter than that.
Yeah.
You know, like if I could do it in 3, I'm gonna go do it in 3. I just don't want to waste the time.
Gotcha.
You know, so I don't know. I just love continue to always create stuff for my hands and stuff. You know, yeah, I do a little investments after. You know, I'm in an investment group where we're building buildings and stuff like that. So you know, I'm just always trying to do something. You know, and keep I gotta stay busy. If I don't get busy, if I'm not busy, I get antsy. And my wife, you know, my wife gets crazy, you know, and I'm blessed with a great wife, you know, like Taylor is like super phenomenal. Like she's a blessing, you know. She keeps me grounded, she keeps me, you know, when I get going, she keeps me like level, you know, and she's a God-fearing woman. We actually, oh my God, I ain't even think we have Bible study here at our gym on Sundays, which my wife leads. Wow. My wife leads Bible study. She's an author. Mm-hmm. She has she's got a second book coming out. Her first book is Mommy's Promise, which she wrote a book to our daughter, and it's for all moms, you know, and then like you write at the end of the book, you know, your promises that you're going to have, and you sign it and you give it to your daughter. Or, you know, if you want to give it to your son too, but you can basically probably give it to your daughter. And then she's got, the next book is called Watered Down Truth. Is versus what the world tell you who you are versus what God tells you are. So.
Amazing. Wow.
You know, and she's a high school dropout. She's got a GED. She used to work for a computer data processing company. She went from a secretary to like probably the second level up, and she quit to help me become an entrepreneur and help me run my business. And now she's, you know, I got a great wife, man. You know, I don't know what I'm supposed to say. Like she's great, you know. But I'm gonna be honest, we've been through some rocky roads. You know, we went through 2 miscarriages. You know, we went through 2 miscarriages, which, you know, the first one we kind of like blew it off, you know, and just kept rolling because we was in the process of trying to build our brand, you know, and then the second one was like, it hit the head, you know, and we had to like we had to hash it out, have a sit down and talk, you know, and that's one thing that I love about us because we so both vulnerable and transparent. And like the stuff that we talk about now, I talk to my gym about. Like you don't come in here and just work out and leave. Like, no, you're gonna come here and we're gonna teach you how to be a better person, you know, and how to shoot for your dreams. Like we have created so many entrepreneurs out of here that people that was working regular jobs, and now they're like, no, like if he can do this stuff, I can do this stuff. And they done started their own businesses. Cake businesses, everything. Like it's just crazy. Massage therapists, they went from bank workers to state workers to they run their own cake businesses. One woman is doing a massage therapy, you know, and it's just inspiring. Like we inspire each other, like, you know. I just love it.
I love that, sir. Life stuff, life skills, things that they can really take away, right?
Yeah.
And use for themselves.
Exactly.
I
Because
love it.
So many people come in here and they come here unsure of themselves. I make them sure of themselves. I give them the tools and the skills, and I put obstacles in front of them to be able to face adversity. So you can face adversity in here, you can face adversity out there. It's the same thing. This is how you react to it. Your attitude determines your altitude. So if I put a adversity in front of you and you squirm and stuff, I say it's the same way you act when you're out there in the world. They'd be like, no. I'm like, yes, you do. So I make them go over that adversity and conquer it. So I say, you know what? When you go out in that world, that same adversity go smack you in your face. Guess what you go do? You go punch it back.
Wow. Wow. They are blessed to have you, sir. How can they find you on social media, and how can they purchase your book too?
They can purchase my book at Amazon.com. You can go to Dale Robinson and type in Dale Robinson. It's called The Making of the Guru. You know, it kind of tells my story, how my steps that I took to get to where I'm at today. And then you can find me on Instagram at Dale Robinson _guru. You know, what you see is what you get. Yeah, I'm not no.
And we love it.
I'm one way, one time, I'm one way. Everything you get right here is the same thing you go get on Instagram. Like, and I put my life out there. I put all my pictures from in prison. Like, I am who I am, you know. And if you might not like it, but God know I'm inspiring somebody.
There you go. And we love who you are as a person on this end, sir. Please don't change.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Please don't change. Please don't change.
Oh man, listen, I'll be doing a disservice to the world and to the people that love me and God if I change.
That's it. That's it. Again, everybody, he is that guru, fitness king. He is Dale Robinson. Thank you for being with us.
Thank you.
Back in a moment.
I am Curtis Wilson. Make sure you tune into the Michael Finkley Show. You can catch him on RokuTV as well as YouTube. You know the deal. ABC, Columbia Channel 25, and the Big D app. Now, of course, a big fan of Michael Finkley.
So I heard a quote that say the worst way to drive is driving in your rearview mirror or looking in your rearview mirror. And some of you are driving right now looking in the rearview mirror because you can't get over your past and you keep looking back. So therefore you can't even see the blessings and the things that's ahead of you because you keep looking backwards. You can't even see that you have so much potential in the moving forward and there's greater things moving forward because you keep looking backwards. You can't even see that you got a better job on the way because you're so worried about the job that you had, or you so worried about not getting that promotion, or you so worried about those little things in the past that you can't even focus on what's ahead. You can't even focus on going back to school because you focusing on dropping out of school. You can't even focus on starting that business because you focus on the time when you started the business and it didn't go right. You can't even focus on having a new relationship because you still worry about that ex. There's so many things that you worry about that's holding you back when you could be moving forward, that you could be pushing forward, and you could be doing way much better than what you did, but because you can't get over what you used to do, you can't get to where you want to be. Come on, man, you got to get there, man. You got to stop worrying about the past. Start driving and looking out your front mirror and stop driving looking out your rearview mirror. It's time to look ahead. It's time to push forward. So many times we always get to seeing, or better yet, being used to be. I remember when I used to do this. That's what some of you used to say. And it's another quote they say, you know you haven't reached success if you still talking about what you used to do. And you never go get to new success, keep talking about what you used to do. Get out of that mindset. Let's see what it is to come. Let's see what I can do. Because tomorrow, what I did in the past, what I did yesterday, don't even matter no more. The mistakes you did yesterday, the mistakes you made years ago, don't even matter no more. The person you was years ago don't even matter no more. That person ain't even alive no more. Let's keep moving forward. Let's keep pushing forward. You got greater ahead of you. You got blessings ahead of you. Focus on that. Don't focus on the past. Don't drive looking in your rearview mirror. Drive looking in your front mirror.
How you doing? This is Brad Butler II. I need you guys to tune in to the Michael Finkley Show on RokuTV via the Greater Works Network, or you can jump on YouTube and catch us there. All right, see you guys later.
On the next Michael Finkley. Music is his life and it shows through his work. Josh Waters is with us to discuss his experience in the music industry, new music, and so much more. Next Finkley. Welcome back. I hope that you got something from today's show. Thank you so much, Chris and Del, for telling your stories in your words. We really appreciate you. I know it hit home for me, and it has allowed me to make up my mind to change my perspective of losing weight once more. So thank you for changing my perspective here. On Finkley Friday, we have the musical stylings of Josh Waters as he talks about his time within the music industry, future plans, and much, much more. So Friday, don't you dare miss us. If you haven't already, please subscribe to our YouTube channel, The Michael Finkley Show. Ring that bell for notification. We'll see you an email saying, hey, new content's uploaded. Please listen to us on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. And also for up-to-date information about what we do here, visit our website, our newly designed website at michaelfinkleyshow.com. And you have a Roku TV, right? And the Greater Works Network, where you can watch the Michael Finkley Show every Monday and Friday at 8 a.m. Eastern Standard Time or on demand. Thank you so much for watching, and guess what? We'll see you on Friday. Have a good one.